All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hold up. Sorry about that. We have a great match here in store for us today. We have William and Mary taking on our University of New Haven. These are two undefeated teams. Should be a great match to watch. Pre-game bans were Ball for New Haven and Sojourn for William and Mary. New Haven's starting lineup looks like it's going to be Knight and Monclover on support. We got Blackout and Jay Rayner on DPS, and we got the man, the myth, the legend, the infamous Big Warrior on tank. So should be a ton of fun. Really excited for this one. Looks like we got Big Warrior on Zarya to start out. Then we got Emray, Jay Rayner on the Emray, then Blackout on Vendetta, and then looks like Lucio and Kiriko for the support lead. Map's gonna be Lijiang Tower for this one. Should be a ton of fun. Blackout trying to get a few shots in there. Nothing. Looks like we got enemy Ramacha. That's two big picks for William and Mary. New Haven's gonna have to reset. Blackout trying to get a good sight line here. Every time he peeks, it's just deleted. As you see the Lucio speed boost in there. Just unfortunate for Blackout. But Big Warrior getting two big picks there. See if we can get a third. As you see, New Haven take control of the point. See if Rayner can get out of this, and he can. Continue to put the pressure on this Ramatra. So you big mistake by the Kiriko, just jumping off the map. As you see, New Haven coming back from that first team fight to take the second team fight. As you see William and Mary walking left side here. New Haven's ready for it. As we see both Kiriko ults come out here. And we see Lucio ult from New Haven. Big pick from Big Warrior. That Ramatra ult could be good though for William and Mary. As you see Blackout go down, Jay Rayner really low here. He's gonna get away. But only gonna survive for a little bit longer before he goes down. Looks like New Haven's gonna have to reset. See New Haven trying what William and Mary did on the last push and taking this left side push. They do have grab here. Big Warrior could be setting up for a big grab as he solos the Ramatra, but is not going to get a pick from it. As William Mary is up 2, 3, and 4, and there goes pretty much the entire team. New Haven does have to reset. Hopefully they can get back to touch point in time and get one more team fight in. But William Mary just hard pushing, making sure New Haven does not touch the point. Oh, there we go.
Score 0-1. Everyone ready?
we are back from whatever that was.
5, 4, 3,
A little bit of a rough first round, but New Haven making some swaps here. We see the Orisa coming out, Junkrat keeping the Emray, and then sports stay the same. I do like the Orisa pick here to counter the Ramatra. As a Ramatra player myself, I have a bit of a hard time against Orisa, so hopefully Big Warrior can do his thing and give this Ramatra a hard time. As you see, fight being pretty contested here. But William & Mary is going to capture first. Hopefully that does not stay for long. That's 2 picks for William & Mary though. New Haven's just going to go back and reset, hopefully keep their lives not stagger, but not sure. That's not going to be able to happen, unfortunately. I hope this Big Warrior can get out of here alive. That's rough. That's rough. New Haven's just going to have to take a full reset here. Hopefully get the momentum back in their favor. William & Mary is taking a little bit of space here, but overall keeping relatively reserved to about where the front of point is. As you see Raynor take that Rip Tire upgrade. Hopefully he could be going for big tire here pretty soon. As you see him going on the flank, hopefully he can get a pick on the support. Oh, that Kiriko's incredibly low. As you see, one Kiriko ult get popped, and New Haven's just gonna have to back up. Just getting overwhelmed by damage. Hopefully they'll be able to touch for one last team fight, but William & Mary taking a ton of space, making sure New Haven does not get that point. That's a big Rip Tire by Raynor though. Getting 2 picks to see if they can touch point here. Blackout is going to be able to touch point. He's going to have to get on it. Good try by Blackout there. That was a big play by Raynor, but New Haven could not capitalize. That's first round goes to William & Mary. It was a bit of a rough first round, but I got a feeling New Haven will be able to turn it around. We're known for having definitely really, really exciting games. Comebacks are in our nature, so this is just the first round. Hopefully we got a bunch of fun rounds in store tonight. Alright, we are back with round 2. Flashpoint at Atlas. Looks like New Haven's gonna run with Ramatra, Vendetta. We'll see what Blackout chooses here, and they're gonna keep the support line as Lucio and Kiriko. Symmetra with the pick here. I understand, I'm a little bit disappointed. Symmetra. Not a lot of honor in that pick, but, you know, I digress. Still a decent pick nonetheless. I'm a big fan of Big Warriors Ramatra. I'm a big fan of any Ramatra, honestly. But hopefully New Haven will be able to turn this around. I'm sure they can. You know, we're big fans of big comebacks. So let's see what they can get done here. I think the Lucio is smart just to move from point to point. The speed boost will be incredibly important. Looks like they are going to take that sim portal. As you see, a Sigma. Looks like Sigma, Lucio as well. Emre. Kiriko. With that Suzu coming out, that's a big forced cooldown. It looks like Tracer for that final DPS. So William and Mary being a little bit of split here, but they are putting a ton of pressure on New Haven. As Sigma does get 2 of those picks. We see Blackout take out 1, but not going to be to any avail as New Haven goes down. William and Mary taking first point here. They're looking to capitalize on that. As you see, a big suck from that Sigma. That's still a big cooldown, baited out though. See if Blackout can take out any heads here. That Tracer's just a little bug in the background. Oh, nice pick from Blackout. Let's see if we can get Lucio here. But it looks like New Haven's gonna have to reset. That was a big flux from William and Mary Sigma. Does look like, unless New Haven can go touch point here, it does look like William and Mary is going to take this first point of Flashpoint. Oh, looks like we did touch point. Forced a little bit of overtime. But William and Mary does take the first point. As New Haven has to rotate here. Looks like New Haven is going to have Lucio for this next fight. Lucio and Ramatra. So we could look to open up with Ramatra here and play a little bit more aggressive. As you see that Emre ult coming down, New Haven's just going to kite this back. Hopefully not get any, or hopefully not get picked off. Sport's going to go have to help Big Warrior here. As you see Tracer Bomb come out. Oh, that's a big boop. That's 2 picks for New Haven. Let's see if they can get Tracer. And there goes Tracer. New Haven is going to win this first team fight. That was a great boop by Knight. Parkour master right there. While also keeping ultimates. That is big. As New Haven playing super aggressive here with that Kiriko ult. As you see, Suffer as I have coming out. And that, what a big play by New Haven taken out. That is a big team wipe. Absolute domination from Big Warrior.
Good to see you.
See Blackout getting in position for this next fight. Hopefully he can pick off a support as we see Kiriko go out. Big Warrior goes down, Blackout goes down, Clover goes down. And Rainer's gonna go down as well. That's still a ton of progress from New Haven though. All they need to do is win one team fight and that point is theirs and they tie this game up. That is roundup, I should say. Rainer's gonna be looking for a big ult here. Maybe get a support pick. I would assume that's what they're going to engage with. Yep, here it is. As everyone cowers. Oh, that's a big ult cancel by Big Warrior. Taking out the Sigma. Hopefully New Haven should just be able to clean up from here. That's a lot of space that they're taking. As we see Big Warrior going in that Nemesis form. Just pushing them back. They do need to get on point though. As you see William Mary swap to Doomfist just to get back on that point. That's a big Tracer bomb. But New Haven is going to cap that point. They just need to keep everyone off of it. This round is tied. That was some great team fights by New Haven. Continuing to battle back even after that big Tracer bomb by William and Mary. New Haven still stuck on and was able to cap that second point. Hopefully New Haven can take over here, carry that momentum from second point into third point. As we see Knight breaking it down. That's just a straight up Ramatra diff, and that's a big 4-piece. 3-piece by Jay Rayner. New Haven's just too good right now. They have all the momentum. And straight up tank diff by our very own Big Warrior. Just see William and Mary coming up from height here. Looks like Tracer's gonna be flanking. Let's see if Blackout can get some picks here. As we're pairing it with Ramatra, unfortunately Blackout does go down. But that's both supports. That's 3 picks for New Haven, but they are going to give up point to that stupid Tracer, man. Just a gnat in the back line. But New Haven does retake it. That was a big ult again from Big Warrior, just taking over this game. Commanding this team. As you see a big rush. New Haven is going to have to get it back on point though. They do forfeit point for now. Let's see if they can take it back. Jay Rayner looked like going for a big ult here. Bang! That's 1. That's 2. New Haven should clean this up nicely. That is a huge point retake, and that is going to be 0.2 out of 3. That's 2 straight points now for New Haven. Let's see if they can close out this round. I'm loving what I'm seeing here. Their momentum is entirely in their favor. See, that Ramatra always wants to box Big Warrior, but Big Warrior is having none of it. As you see the Emre ult come out, managing to get 2 picks here. New Haven's just gonna have to back up and reset. No worries. I think they still got the momentum here. Blackout building up his charge, looking for a big headshot. See if New Haven's gonna be able to take out the Sojourn, but that Sojourn's not Sojourn, Tracer's just too quick. This is a Big Warrior taking a lot of space. But the opposing Ramatra ult comes out, picks 2. And New Haven's just gonna die on point. It's looking like we'll probably end up having one more team fight for this last point. Looks like New Haven is gonna have Sojourn ult and Ramattra ult. And we've seen Big Warriors Ramattra ults this game be huge, so let's see if we can get another one here. So Unite breaking down again. Looks like Ramattra ult hopefully should come out soon. I'm looking for a big one. Looks like William & Mary is just gonna kite back.
This ends now.
As you see, unfortunately, Blackout, or not Blackout, Big Warrior going down in his ult as well as Blackout. That's a ton of picks from William & Mary, and it looks like they are going to take this point. We're all tied up 2-2 in this round. It's going to go down to the final point. Remember, Flashpoint is best of 5. Yes, best of 5. So first of 3 here in Flashpoint. So New Haven and William & Mary, two powerhouse schools fighting for this final point here. Let's see what New Haven can do. Raynor's about 30% to his ult. Remember last time he had that big pick that won them that team fight on third point. Big Warrior taking a lot of space here on point. Let's see if the opposing Emre will come out, hoping to get a pick on Blackout, but he just slips away. New Haven is going to have to surrender point to William & Mary here. That doesn't mean they're off the offensive though. They're just all pressing buttons now. Pretty chaotic. But New Haven is just going to have to take a slight reset. See Raider wanting to go on a flank, but it looks like they're all going to take the same angle here. William & Mary stacked up on height, that Ramattra on the right side. You see Big Warrior going into Nemesis form, hopefully getting this Lucio pick. Lucio's just too fast. As we see both Lucio ults come out, Big Warrior just explodes, both DPS explodes. That New Haven's gonna have to get back to the point fast here if they're gonna want a chance to even touch the point. Looks like that is gonna be it for this round. Really, really well fought. Great round from both teams. Remember 2-0, I'm looking for a reverse sweep. We always gotta make it interesting. I'm feeling a comeback. I think New Haven's got a ton of momentum. As you see play of the game by Big Warrior. He had a bunch of big Nemesis ults there. I would not be surprised if Big Warrior sticks with the Ramattra for this make or break game. Alright, looks like we are back. It is Midtown. Hybrid map. New Haven's going to be on the defense first. Blackout sticking with that Sojourn. Let's see if you can get it rolling here. As the bans are going to be Vendetta and Lucio, so New Haven's going to have to swap it up. Big Warrior going on Domina, Jay Rayner on Torb. We see Blackout on Sojourn. Knight on Ana, and Monclover sticking to his Kiriko. So hopefully New Haven can be an iron wall of defense here, so he can have a relatively easy push on offense. I'm confident that we can come back from this one.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Mind your posture, everyone.
As you see the counts, the game starts.
Enemy here.
We do see Big Warrior trying to take some space up top. William and Mary sticking with the Sigma pick. As you see, looks like May, Juno, Kiriko. William and Mary going into that right room. Don't quite know what the DPS picks are for William and Mary yet, but I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. One of the DPS May. We do know that. Looks like Emre is going to continue to be that consistent pick. Emre is super strong right now. Looks like New Haven hopefully can take some more space here. I would like to see them be a little bit more aggressive, especially on this point. As you see, that's a big ante from Knight. As you see, Big Warrior getting super aggressive in that room, backing out. That Sigma's about half HP. I think that Sigma can die here, and he does go down. That is a big team fight win. And a big stagger as well. Big Warrior's patience, I think, was really what won them that team fight. Waiting for the Sigma to overcommit while on half health, getting that pick, and then securing the space inside that room. As we see William and Mary kind of taking that same angle, that right side angle. I've got a feeling they're going to try to go for that room again. They had some decent success with that. As Big Warrior is going to get trapped in the corner, but somehow escapes. I don't know how he did that. Sigma goes down. There's a big ult from Rayner. Essentially saved Big Warrior. Oh, we gotta top up my boy Rayner. He's just sitting in the corner. Gotta top him up.
Hey.
I said at the beginning of the game, New Haven's gonna have to be an iron wall of defense here, and they're doing that through these first two team fights. I'm gonna knock on wood there. Hopefully we can continue this through this round. See Rayner's turret get destroyed in the right corner. Big Warrior continuing to take that height space. That's been really strong for him. As you see William and Mary taking space in the room that they were previously in that first team fight. As you see Mail come out, Rush come out, and Juno ult come out. I don't know, Juno Laser come out. There we go. As you see Rayner go down. That's 2 picks now for William and Mary. That's 3, 4, and looks like William and Mary is going to take this point. However, that was a really nice hold getting down by New Haven, getting William and Mary down to just a minute on that first point. As you see the payload part of this map coming in. What's going to be really strong here for Blackout is taking advantage of, there's so much height here on this specific point, especially with that bridge. And there's also a lot of height to both the right side of the payload and the left side of the payload. So we'll see how not only Blackout, but how the rest of the team takes advantage of that height as well. You see Big Warrior dropping here. Pushing Sigma off height as they are almost, I don't know how the Emre survived that long, but not getting too much value out of his ult as we see Sigma ult coming out. And Big Warrior is going to get punished from that. You do even have to back up here a little bit, being down their tank.
Enemy in my sight. I slept it
myself coming from Rivals, tanks play, in my opinion, a much more important role in this game because there's only one of them. So if your tank goes down, you kind of need to retreat a lot of space. As you see, Raynor will have Molten Lava here. As you can hopefully see, I'm hoping to see him go on height here and get a huge pick. But Emre is going to force him off that height. Looks like New Haven's doing a pretty solid job of holding them here. Not really getting too much picks, but just stalling for time, which is what they need to do. Hopefully get a little bit more stabilization. As you see that dominant wall go up. As you see Big Warrior being nanoed, hopefully we see Rush come in as well, and Torbold. That's a big pick on the Wu Yang. Haven't seen that one yet. Looks like William Mary trying to break out all the stops, but it is not going to work. New Haven keeping that defense. Again, I've been mentioning it. It's the third time I mentioned that iron wall defense. New Haven plays by a style of bend but don't break. William Mary is going to have about a minute here to push the cart. I think New Haven should hopefully be able to hold them. As you see, William Mary swapping to the Genji and Raynor getting picked early. New Haven's going to be down 1 for this, down 2, so that's both the APS, and Big Warrior goes down. Even on the Kiriko rush. It's fortunate that we had to burn rush there. Looks like William Mary is going to be able to capture this second point. Man, I really just gotta stop jinxing it from time to time. I apologize. As you see, Raynor's wall turret getting destroyed. New Haven just backing up, waiting for Big Warrior to come back so they can retake that space. As you see Raynor going up on main, putting pressure on that Sigma. That Sigma being forced to back up, being pressured by both Big Warrior and Blackout. You see Sigma ult coming out here, but not gonna be doing too much, as New Haven support's able to keep up Big Warrior. Emre going in to the final, but he is going to be punished for being out of position. As a boneheaded move by William Mary's Emre. Just overcommitting, getting too greedy. Yes, that's the type of greed they talk about in the Bible. I wouldn't know. But let's see what New Haven's able to do on this next team fight. We are gonna have Domino ult, and there is the nano from Knight. Let's see what Big Warrior can do from here. That's Sigma going down. That's 1. Let's count it up here. See if we can get the second pick. That's 2. As William Mary is going to be forced to back up. With that Sigma coming back though, it's going to be another team fight win for New Haven. I would expect New Haven to play super aggressive here, not letting William and Mary touch the point in these final 10 seconds. They don't want to see overtime here. But overtime is what we are going to get. As Raynor puts down his lava on the cart. William and Mary barely being able to touch, as we see that Wu Yang ult coming out. I think whoever gets the first pick here is going to win the fight. That's 2 picks by New Haven. That's 3, and New Haven is going to hold them, but they got a little bit of a ways to push on attack. See Big Warrior smiling a bit. He's relatively happy with that defense, but we'll have to see what New Haven can do on offense. Looks like New Haven is going to keep it relatively the same on attack. Big Warriors dominant, still staying dominant in this game.
Perfect world is shaped by my hand. No nonsense. We do this clean.
Like
Copy?
DPS line is going to stay the same with Torb and Sojourn. And support line with that Kiriko, and let's see if they keep the Yana. I think the Yana worked really well. I think Knight had two big, what was it? Big nanos, and they are going to keep the Yana.
Hold your thumbs, and we'll get through this all right.
Good to see you. Hello. Hey. Hello. Good to see you.
5, 4, 3, 2,
2, 1.
attack.
New Haven's attack begins, and the fight to stay in this match. This is a Big Warrior being a little bit aggressive on the offense, taking that right room. It is definitely a very long walk to point here. It's a really, really long flank by Blackout and Kiriko. Let's see if Blackout can win this tank 1v1. Looks like he's going after Kiriko though, and he does force the Kiriko on height. There's no one on point. We'll see if Big Warrior can get these two picks. Raynor is able to get a pick on the Wu Yang. Let's see if they can get the pick on this Emray. Emray's been so slippery this entire game though, refusing to die. But so is Big Warrior. It looks like they are hopefully going to be able to get that pick on the Sigma. No. That Kiriko with the Suzu, man. Just such an annoying ability. Comes in clutch so much as you see both Raynor and Knight going down. But Big Warrior getting another big pick. That's 2 picks for Big Warrior. He's just trying his best to stay alive, but he is going to go down. You see the frustration there.
We're still reassembling.
New Haven is going to have to reset, however, that was a pretty solid push. They were able to get a ton of picks. They just weren't able to capitalize fully on the picks that both Raynor and Big Warrior were getting.
Keep a lookout.
You see Raynor taking that left side push that Blackout was trying to initially take in that first team fight. As you see the Emray ult coming out, we'll see if Big Warrior is able to survive, and he is not. Big Warrior goes down. Got a feeling New Haven will play a little bit more cautiously till their tank gets back. Raynor gets picked as well.
Good to see you.
That's a DPS and a support gone.
Hello.
They've even got about 1:30 here. I would like to see them switch it up just a little bit. But if they're feeling confident, I'm confident in them. The Big Warrior taking a ton of damage, but building that support ult, which could be big. I would see the opposing Kitsune Rush come out. We'll see if Big Warrior can get a pick, and it's just a lot of buttons being pressed. I think that was about 4 ultimates being pressed at the same time, looking like a Marvel Rivals moment there as New Haven goes down.
Recalculating.
New Haven's going to have about 35 seconds to capture Koi. I'm sure they can do it. They're going to need one last big push if they want to stay alive in this game. Blackout is going to have Sojourn on here as Wizard Rush coming out. And Sojourn coming out. Watch your heads, folks. Hopefully they can get that Sigma to go down. This Knight does switch to Bath here, which could be big because of the Immortality field. Could be big for sustain. But he's alone in that room, and Knight is going to get picked. But New Haven does force overtime. It might be tough with the one support, but I believe in them. I think they can do it. Big Warrior trying to do everything he can to get this pick on the Kiriko. Sigma's just not having it as Big Warrior goes down. That is going to be it for New Haven.
Defeat.
Unfortunate way to end the night. You know, with the 3-0, but I think it was great matches played by everyone. You know, Big Warrior making a ton of big plays, Rainer making a ton of big plays. I think overall, I'm sure New Haven will be able to bounce back next week. You know, tough match, 2 undefeated teams. I think we had a great show tonight.